Yes. Okay. We are back. Uh so whew, as you can tell, I am recovering. The voice is not great, but the will is there. And when the will is there, you find a way. Unfortunately, we could not say that about TCU. And I know if you've been following, I've been pumping up TCU up until they slapped Michigan. And I was very vocal about them beating Michigan was a result of Michigan being too cute. That was it. That's and so to watch last night, nobody who watched it was surprised. Nobody who I wonder what their numbers were for the actual game. Like I wonder what the actual uh like viewing numbers were because when them Bulldogs bit them 17-0, 17-7, and then went on a 21-0 run in the first half, I'm saying at this point, dog, I don't think you're going to make it past this third quarter because is first off, I thought it would have been a tall order for Michigan against Georgia, a real tall order. And because I felt like Michigan was a little flaky like that anyway, and though they did beat Ohio State, I thought Georgia would have got the best game Michigan had to offer. Or it could have very well ended up just like TCU. And so I guess am I'd rather it be TCU than it be Michigan. Mm, that's a loser mentality. And unfortunately, my team is on the loser end. And so let's stop talking about Michigan and talk about what we saw. All right. So look, for whatever you think of Bennett, Bennett is a two-time national champion. Whether you think he's a first round quarterback draft pick, he is a two-time national champion. Whether you think he is better than Caleb Williams or not, he is still a two-time national champion. And so kudos to my man Bennett, to the Bulldogs, to Coach Smart, to that defensive staff, because um, in my mind, I thought this. Look, they got their first touchdown, and that first touchdown. Um, Look, man, this was an interesting game, man. No one in my assessment and in the way I felt about it, uh, no one did not think the Bulldogs was gonna win. I don't believe that. I thought, and I was on the big jab. I thought that spread was very generous, 13. I thought the Frogs would be a little bit more competitive, but when they couldn't come out and match the Bulldogs' first touchdown, and then their second touchdown, and then that field goal, I wasn't sure it wasn't going to be a shutout. I'm not trying to. I'm not trying to be that guy either, but I'm just. It could have very well been a shutout. It could have been. All right, but be that as it may, it wasn't a shutout. All I got to say is go Bulldogs. Go Bulldogs. I mean, man, Stetson Bennett, man, look, this dude's gonna get drafted. I would I be surprised if he ends up um, being the sneaky quarterback in the draft that goes in the first round? Early, no, I wouldn't. I wouldn't. Now, His knock is gonna be his defense. That's the sucky part about all of this. Is everything that they're gonna knock this kid for is gonna be right now. If the NFL had, well, if the Jets had that type of poise that this kid has, they would be in the playoffs. We go get to the NFL. We are. But I'm only trying to big ups a 2-time national championship quarterback. Though I know Bryce Young may be the first quarterback off the board, but do not sleep on Stetson Bennett because this dude, he went 18 for 25 for 305. I mean, look, and again, I know it's TCU. Would have been different against Alabama? Maybe, but he did beat Alabama. So, like, why certain quarterbacks don't get the credit that they've earned, and other quarterbacks are like these supposed to be these big time draft picks and they ain't won no games. Like I can't explain that. Only to say that it's the NFL defense is not measured the same, and that is to be true. The NFL defense is not measured the same as collegiate defense. It's not as fast. The hash markers are like if you're not a coach and you're just a casual fan, next time you see a college game, look at the hash markers. And next time you watch an NFL game, look at the hash markers. That speaks to the speed of the game and the locale of where you can get the ball. And so, is he a big time arm? No. He's a big time mind. And so the real question is Stetson Bennett the 2.0 Mac Jones? That's the question. Is Bennett going to be the new NFL's Mac Jones in this class? Is he's Mac Jones in this class? And we'll get to Mac Jones, we'll get to the Pats. But I got to close out all of this. And so I want to give another shout out salute. Excuse me, to Stetson Bennett. He got it done. Whether you think he's a Heisman, a championship quarterback or not, he got the accolades in the rings to prove you otherwise. And so put some respect on that man's name and put some respect on that man in the draft. All right. Kudos to the Bulldogs for getting it done. They're the champs. I would have loved to see Michigan play them. That's the last time I want to talk about it. All right, I'm off of that. I'm sorry. I'm a Michigan man. All right. Let's transition to the NFL. Man, my Lions, I said it. If you follow it, look, I didn't think the Lions would make the playoffs, but I did believe the Lions would beat Green Bay. Why? Because Green Bay is not secure on who they want to be identity-wise. Like, I mean, let's look at it like this. If Green Bay had gone into that game saying, okay, listen, guys, we do not want to get into the shootout with the Lions. Look, what we do want to do is win the game because we got to win the game. But I often wonder, is there a battle in-house between the elder statesman and Rodgers and just everything outside of them? Like, how A.J. Dillon, shout out Boston College, is a good running back. He only had 9 carries. All right. How is it Aaron Jones, he only has 12 carries? Like, that is not, contrary to popular belief, Aaron Rodgers did not win his Super Bowl throwing the ball. He can throw the ball. He won his Super Bowl because they were extremely creative with how they were putting the run game together, that entire playoff run. You saw every run set from full house to double wings. Go back in the tape. Champ, go back in the tape. Champ, find that tape. Aaron Rodgers' Super Bowl occurred because they ran the ball. They didn't run the ball enough against the Lions. Therefore, they let my man. We about to call Jared Goff MJG, the Michigan Jared Goff, right? No, that didn't. Nah, maybe not. All right. Anyway, 23 for 34. Man, 224 yards, but straight up, the guy Jamal Williams, man, salute, bro. Man, they have a message from the GOAT Barry Sanders. Shout out your single game. You're Russian. That's love, dog. Listen, I don't know what's going on with Swift. Williams seemed like when you saw his emotions, it was because of some of the things that you don't see transpiring to get onto that field, all of the work that he put in to get onto that field. Like Swift, for all intents and purposes, was supposed to be the guy. But I got a vibe that Swift is over in there battling with coaches and his contract and all kind of stuff on top of injury. I never question a player's injury, never, because they are the only ones that can tell you how bad they are hurting, how painful the injury is. Like, and they're the only people that can tell you if they're ready to go. And so, though DeAndre Swift got it, Jamal Williams took it. So kudos to you, bro. You earned that, man. I love when the backup gets it, dog. Like, maybe because in my entire collegiate playing career, I had to come from a backup role to earn my starting spot. Um, though that's not everybody's story, I had to come from a backup role to become a head coach. Like, I was not the first person on the list to become the head football coach at Bates. Like, I probably was. I don't know where I was on the list, but I've always been available. And when I'm available, when you're available, you can take advantage of your opportunity. So availability has a lot to do with opportunity. And I hope that if you are in a waiting position, that you are in a available position. So when that opportunity comes, there's no questioning if you're ready or not. Like, that goes without saying. Let's boat it up. And so that's what I hope for everyone. And so though the Lions got their first 9-8 season under my man Coach Campbell, let's go, man. Bite that man ankle off if you got to. I don't care what we got to do. We getting this one. And my man got it. I'm just telling you, he got it. They are playing hard for this man. You're seeing the grit laid out on the field for this man. And we're a talented team, but more than we're talent, we're grit. And the Lions, look, here's what I can tell you about a lion, right? A lion in the jungle in itself, like, he's the king of the jungle, not because of just how strong he is, but because he's clever. He's clever. Lions, man, look. And if you get them into a dog fight, you go lose. You get them into a fight, you go lose. So most people, if you go fight the lions, if you go kill a lion, you gotta be very strategic in killing lions. And so, and unfortunately, Green Bay wasn't strategic enough to go kill that lion, and the lion got a dub on the Packers. In Lambeau. Say something, do something, be something. Come on now. All right, now. Jets. Jets. I don't even know what to say other than what the what? What the Jets? What the Jetsons? Remember the Jetsons? I remember the Jetsons. I love the Jetsons. I was a big Jetsons fan. Like, for real. Like, but this was not that. All right, where are we going with this, man? And I wanted the Jets to go out and get these boys. I needed the Jets to get these boys. But anyway, all right. Look, I thought going with Flacco was the play. I'm not going to front on that. I thought going with Flacco was the play. I thought if at any point the Jets were going to be able to get this one, I thought it was going to be with Flacco. All only because Mike White hurt, and who knows what's going on with Zach. Who knows? But ultimately, you know what it came down to? It came down to the Jets not being able to run the ball. I only believe that they will solve this problem in the offseason, whether that be up front or on the back end with a tailback. But the bottom line is the Dolphins outrush the Jets, and that's how the Jets lost. Like, because, look, Jeff Wilson, who is Jeff Wilson? Exactly. 16 carries for 72 yards. All right, Raheem Mostert, everyone know him, but he a throwback. How many carries? 11 for 71. That was the difference. The Jets, by all account, had the game because the game was they wanted to play this one possession game, in my opinion. So I thought the Jets had the game plan to go out there. Unfortunately, they were not having the success in the run game. They limited the opportunities that the Dolphins could go downfield and strike a big play. They contained all their big play receivers. And let's be honest, they was all over Hill. They was all over Tyreek Hill. Man only had 2 catches. And so, like, I think the defense did a great job. It came down to the offense not being able to execute. Look, I used to tell my defense, man, look, if you give us 10, we can win. That's a Jedi mind trick, and that's my word. You could ask some of them. And it wasn't because the offense wasn't good, but it was with the idea, like, if they can't score, they can't win, but we do need points to get put on the board. And because we felt like we was always going to be able to score at least one touchdown, whether it be a scoop and score or a pick, we realized, look, give me 10 and we'll win. Now, that was bold. Now, we ain't never, like, only a few times we helped dudes to that kind of market. But it set a bar on the market that we want to reach. I also think it took pressure off of our defense for having to respond every time something went wrong offensively. And so, like, man, that was the Holy Spirit. I ain't gonna front because I couldn't. No one taught me that. That was just something like, okay, look, like I know I love the offensive coaches over there. In fact, shout out to one of my good friends that's on the NFL staff. We go cover that team. But, like, defensively, like, they had an NFL running back. So, like, this was just a matter of time. And so just because something went wrong, like, things went wrong. We give up touchdowns too, cuz. We give up touchdowns too. But I remember telling them, look, guys, if you really fell away, put a number out there. Put a number out there. What's the number? What do you need from our offense for you to feel good about going out there and going and get the win? Them boys came up with 10. And it just rhymed. 10 and we'll win. Let's go, Coach. What up? Man, shout out to them boys over there at Wagner. Shout out to Wagner College and that squad at Wagner College. Those championship teams, man. Those were some great times. All right, I know. I digress. But my point, the Jets was in the type of ball game they want to be in. Unfortunately, they did not get it done, and I fought the run game. That's why I'm up on that game. Did anyone watch that debacle that happened with the Colts and Texans? Or I should say, shabacle? I don't know. Anyway, man, the end of the game, like the Colts DB just let the look, talk about depth perception. And he was the only one just moving. Every other person in that end zone was just watching the ball going into this dude's lap. And so that's an effort deal. That's an engagement deal. That's okay, he gonna make the play deal. That's a we should have already had this game deal. That's a the Texans suck deal. Yeah, that was bad. That was bad. That was bad. Oh, that was bad. And the unfortunate part about it, like the Colts win that game if they don't give up that janky deep ball, that janky Hail Mary. Okay. Do. All right. Browns. Doodoo Brown. Doodoo Brown. Doodoo Brown. All right. The Browns. Steelers. Shout out to my man Tomlin, man. Coach Tomlin. Got her done. 9-8. 9-8. What a game. They was battling. Hey, shout out to Deshaun Watson. He did go 19 for 29, 230 yards. He did go 2 touchdowns and 2 picks. But the man looked legit. The man looked legit. I don't know why they can't get Chubbs more than 12 carries, but that's also because I'm guessing they're trying to flex on and get Watson's arm back and take some of the carries off of Deshaun Watson, considering they were, off Chubbs, considering they also were not going to the playoffs. I think the Cleveland Brown future might be back. And so as it comes back, bring the song back. Doodoo Brown, bring it back. Doodoo Brown, bring it back. Anyway, all right, I'm done with that. All right, but shout out to the Steelers, my man Kenny Pickett. Kenny Pickett is like your throwback Pittsburgh, Milltown. I'm from here, and I'm gonna get it for the Pittsburgh fan base. I'm gonna get it for the family. That you can't ask for a better situation than that man in. But he didn't play great. 13 for 29. But I'm gonna tell you, look, shout out Najee Harris because I coach Najee Harris, not this Najee Harris, but Najee Harris has kind of been MIA with the Steelers. And I thought that was a great pickup for the Steelers in terms of like getting rid of Connors and bringing in Harris. But unfortunately, it just wasn't clicking. Man, that man found himself yesterday. 23 carries for 84 yards and 1 tutty. Like, that's commitment, gentlemen. Look, commitment to the run is not 12 carries. Commitment to the run is not 15 carries. Commitment to the run is 20-plus carries, and you hope to break a hundo. You hope to break a hundo. But what it does, it forces your offensive line. It allows you to use the weight of your offensive line to lean on that defensive line. It also forces those linebackers to run up in there 20 times, 21, 22, 23, 24. On 25, he might not want to run up in there again. And on 25, your offensive line like, cool, let's lean some more. And on 25, if that linebacker ain't with it, it's out. It's coming out. That's commitment to the run, man. You got to run the ball at least 20-plus times to say you committed to the run. And that's what happened to the Steelers yesterday. Steelers was committed to the run. Their defense kept balling. They waited their time. And every turnover that they got, guess what they did? You know why you make the ugly face when you hand the ball off? because ain't nothing pretty about it. I play D-line. I coach D-line. I'm telling you, if you're not about that run life, you can think you're going to set a sack record if you want. You will never get on that field, dog. I'm just telling you. Because once they find out they can run the ball on this D-line, my job on the line. And that can't happen. I got kids to feed. Whatever. I lost it. I don't know what I was about to do. All right, anyway. Man, I thought the Giants was going to be able to get the Eagles. I'm not going to lie. Just for the sake of, I think the Eagles swept them. I didn't think that was going to happen. 16-22, go Eagles. All right, Cowboys. How about them Cowboys? I don't know what to tell you other than these dudes are disappointing to watch sometimes. So much so, I often wonder, like, to be a Cowboys fan, and don't get me wrong, Cowboys a 12-win team. They only lost 5 games. But to lose like that to the Contras, that's no good. That's no bueno. No bueno. Not good. All right, Chargers, Broncos. They battled it out. The Broncos pulled it out. I don't know how the Broncos pulled it out because Wilson is just not great these days. I ain't gonna front. I got like 3 TVs, okay? And on the 3 TVs, I'm watching my main that ain't changing. Then I'm watching another one that I might flip back and forth to. And then I got the red zone on. So out of all these 3 TVs, you'll be surprised on how often you don't get commercials on every network at the same. So commercial TV, commercial red zone channel. Oh, main back on, red zone channel. Like, so I follow some of these games, okay? I try to follow all of them until my wife just be like, look, I'm tired. I'm done. My wife, shout out to Mrs. Aisha Hall, Coach Hall wife. I see you, baby. But straight up, all right. Herbert, man, future's bright over there at the Chargers. It's bright. I thought the running game is clicking. If the Chargers find a defense anywhere, they're going to be straight like an 8. Now, the Broncos, look, man, Russell is going to be all right. The fact that they're going to find now, interesting enough, the Broncos are interviewing defensive coaches. Now, that is an interesting play considering they had the number 1 defense already. So, if you're looking for a defensive guy, I think you already got him. Or it's the whoop-de-doop on. Who knows? Hiring processes, do not get me started in that. But he did go 13 for 24, 283 yards, 3 touchdowns, 1 pick. All right, again, here's what made the difference of that game. My man Chase Edmonds, what up, Fordham University, Fordham football, Chase Edmonds, who's a Fordham grad. I did not coach him, but I did have the game playing against him. And Latavius Murray, okay, collectively, like when I talk about it, if you're committed to running the ball, you're going to run the ball 20 times or more. Okay, here you go. The Broncos finally ran the ball more than 20 times. Finally. They ran the ball 24 times. Finally, they did something to help this dude Wilson from throwing 5 picks a game. Now, all that being said, I'm still surprised they beat them Chargers. Boy, that's what my uncle used to do. Boy, if you don't get your, anyway, Southern. That's my keep it Southern. Boy, if you on, boy. True story, he broke a 2x4 over my brother's backside. What? Boy, Broke the 2x4. Straight up. Hood story, 8 Mile Manor. Ask about it. I promise you that happened. And I came home to a butt whooping that same day. All right. Austin Eckler, man, look. They called a tutty back of his, but this dude dope. I like everything about what the Chargers are doing. 10-7 Chargers. What do you want? What you gonna say about that? All right. We're gonna talk about 2 more games. Excuse me. But more we gonna talk about games. I just want to talk about where we going. This is the playoffs. And as we talk playoffs and we talk wild card, it's about to get crazy out here, dog. It's about to get crazy out here, dog. Crazy, bro. Why, bro? What are you talking about, bro? Here's what I'm saying to you, all right? At the end of the day, I'll be honest with you. This is a playoff that anybody can take it. This is the true playoff of any given Sunday. That's what it means. That's how I see this, right? Ooh, but I got to talk about it. The Buffalo Pats game. There was no way the Pats was going to beat the Buffalo Bills in my mind. Not because the Bills are just a better squad. Yes, that is true. But because there was a lot of emotions going into them just getting onto that field. I bet the Buffalo Bills had more missed assignments than they ever had. Guaranteed. Guaranteed. I guarantee that the Buffalo Bills had more MAs than they had all year. All year. You know the difference? The difference is they won and it's over. The regular season is over. That man DeMar is breathing on his own. This was like a release game, cuz. Like we just go release it all out to the world, release it to the fan base, and that's what they did. So kudos to the Bills. Now, Patriots, they battled, but I gotta tell you, like, they just gotta revamp. Bourne was on fire until he wasn't, but Bourne kind of has been MIA all year. It seemed like they were. I felt like the Patriots are still trying to find their identity outside of just being a normal Super Bowl contender. And so that's what a winning culture would do. That's what a Super Bowl Hall of Fame coach would do. Get a mediocre team to 500 or just under. And that's what that was. And it's the Rams was way, way, way better than the team that they showed up with. Way better. All right. Seahawks, San Fran. Oh, Chargers, Jags. That's all Saturday, people. Sunday, Dolphins, Billies. Woo! Young quarterback. Giants, Vikings. Come on now. Come on. Ravens, Bengals. Young quarterback. And then you got passing of the torch. If Dak don't beat Brady, it just ain't happening over there. That's what it is. Now, how can you not be excited for this? I don't care about your fantasies. I guess they reset the fantasy. But whatever it is, this the weekend. Don't plan nothing. Have your wife, have your sister-in-law, have your aunts. Just, give them a cooking list and just watch what happens. I got some homies that feel like it's all fake. It's all rigged. Listen, this ain't WWE. You can't be rigging the timing of these plays. You can't be rigging the effort that these dudes put on that field. So, with all that, that's all I got. I am Coach Malik Hall. This is Catch Up with Coach, and you are officially caught up. Peace.